Hey everybody, it's Jim with Triple J Bricks. Welcome back to another video. This is part 4 of our massive Chaska Haul, giant LEGO haul that we are slowly working through. Today, we're going to be tackling some Ninjago sets. We got through some Star Wars last time. If you haven't checked out the latest video, that will be up here. We did some Star Wars last time, and those are currently, at the moment of this recording, those are listed. And right now I'm pulling parts for the largest Ninjago set that we have, and I'm blanking on the name of it. It is 2507 Fire Temple. It's a huge set. It's like a $200 set. So I figured I would pull that one first. I want to do the larger ones as quickly as possible, just to get more parts out of here so that the smaller sets become easier to pull later, when smaller sets and or sets that have large chunky pieces that I can just get out of here and start consolidating some of this stuff down. It is getting a little bit easier to pull, I will say. I'm finding that the speed at which I'm able to pull these sets seems to be going faster, which is great, as it should, right? Because everything is paring down. But I'll show you what we're looking at here, and we'll get started. This is going out to OTFM Ready for $10.27. 3 different lots. They cleared me out of all of my DBG, all of my LBG, and black 4x4 plates. So thank you so much for the order. Appreciate it. This is going out to Trilliant for $5.82. Bunch of minifigure parts. It's cool to see sticker pieces leaving the store. You know, I can kind of guess. I would hope that maybe this brought them to the store, but it's good to see when sticker pieces or like very unique parts get moved, and makes me feel good for posting them. So thank you so much for the order. It's on its way. All right, this is the start so far of what I have for 2507. I have all 7 of the minifigures, which is really great. So I'm hoping that this set will be complete. It's a good sign when you have all of the minifigures. So all 7 of the figs that go with this set. I pulled a bunch of parts, but then over here I have the list that I'm doing just like I did before. I'm just kind of going through a bricklink list, crossing off. It's kind of the best way I know how to do it. So I'm just sort of, what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of jumping around and pulling kind of like parts. I did organize it to be sort of, I think it's by item name, which maybe isn't the best way to do that. If you have a better way to organize for pulling parts, let me know, but I think it probably varies depending on how you organize stuff. And if I'm honest, you know, stuff isn't crazy organized. This is currently what I'm working with, which I know looks chaotic and crazy and a wild mess, but generally it works for me. But this is just sort of how my studio has been for the last, almost month at this point. But we're getting there. Okay, just checking in. I am on book 2 of the Fire Temple. So I have built the dragon, which is super cool. It's also huge. So I built the dragon, and that was book 1. And now I'm working on sort of the base of this thing. And I wanted to show you this because it's very cool. I can probably show it to you later, but it's probably easier when there's not a lot of stuff on it. I'm not sure. So I've been building this base. You can see underneath here what we have going on. There's some bands going on and some Technic work, but what's really cool about this, and I don't really know how this is going to unfold when the final product, but if you touch this, if I push this down, if I pull this up, it releases, so there's a little piece in here, and this releases the bands back to a lower position. So I don't know if this is like some sort of trapdoor, but then you just click them back together. And I just thought that was a really, really neat thing. So these are all, so these are slid in here on tracks. You can see the track in here, this red track. It was just a really, really unique, neat thing that I had never built before. And that's what's so cool and fun about this, is being able to put some of this stuff together and to see different techniques and new things. And it doesn't always happen. Some builds are better than others, obviously, but this is one of those cool ones that that I'm having a real blast putting together. And here it is, all done. 2507 Fire Temple. What a cool set this is. Super fun build. Really awesome. I love these stickers on these panels. Or actually, I think these panels may be printed, actually. So cool. I love the circle in there with the arches. Okay, so the way this works is this whole thing splits in half, like I showed you in the last clip. And what you do is you pull this up, and you know, it's not perfect on the tracks, but this splits open. And then I think the idea is that the dragon, which I have to mess with his feet, the dragon can come through the center. The dragon can come through the center like that, which is really neat. Here, let me set it up so it looks cooler. Yeah, so the dragon's head can come through there, and then in theory, you pull this up, and it's sort of like the dragon's coming through. This side doesn't really go as far, but really neat. And then there's these couple little side builds here, like a little drum and a little bridge. And there's this other side build. Just simple, small little things, but what a really cool set. And then of course, all the figs are right here. So this set is 100% complete, which is amazing considering the size of it. And the fact that it has 7 minifigures. So, yeah, really cool. I'm so glad that I built this. I'm so glad I put this together. What a really neat set. So this will get listed to the eBay store, and really glad I got to build this, but this will go to someone who is a Ninjago lover and enjoys Ninjago. So really happy to be sending this one to a good home, but really happy I got to build it. All right, this is set number 9449, Ultrasonic Raider. This set is crazy and really cool. Like, if I was into Ninjago or understood the lore, this would absolutely be a set that I would want. There's some crazy stuff going on here. This thing's got treads. I understand almost nothing about why this vehicle exists, what this is, what it's for, but it is very cool, whatever it is. It's got these super cool tracks here. It's got a couple cockpits. This comes out. So this, I had to kind of pull it off here, but this kind of clicks in and rests on it, but then this can come off by itself and be like a flying ship or something. And the coolest part about this part is that it kind of does what the ornithopter does on the Dune sets. Here, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so then also if you push this in, the blades come out and it's very swooshable. That is really cool. There's some awesome mechanisms going on in here, and this is, yeah, like, again, before the ornithopter, but it's not exactly like the ornithopter, right? The ornithopter probably has more than this, but essentially that wing thing is pretty neat. That is pretty cool. So anyway, and it's got these massive wheels. These wheels are huge, so I'm really happy to be getting these out of here. But it's a big set. So I'm going to be honest, when I first looked at it, I was kind of like, what is this set? This is weird. But then I put it together, and I'm really glad I did, because not only is it almost complete, I'm missing 2 of these, And then I'm missing one gold weapon piece. And I'm missing one complete minifigure. I'm missing Pythor Chumsworth. But all the other figs are here, complete. So I'm missing one fig and 3 other parts. Not bad. Not bad at all. Everything else is here. So pretty cool. This is a really, really neat set. I'm so glad I built this. Just like the last Ninjago one. Very cool. You know, it's not that I don't like Ninjago sets. It's just that it was just sort of something that I didn't grow up with. I didn't watch the show. I didn't sort of engage with it. Like, it wasn't a childhood set for me. But for somebody who grew up with this, man, I could see how this would be killer to have. And it's been a pleasure to build some of this stuff. So this one's going to get listed on the eBay store. Very, very cool. All right, this is 9442, set number, Jay's Storm Fighter. This is another Ninjago set. Missing a couple pieces. I'm missing the tile off of this, which has, it's a printed tile. I might have it somewhere, but I'm just kind of like, it's not a huge deal. It's not a very expensive part, but I am definitely missing the head for the red head for this minifigure. His name is Snappa, apparently. I'm missing his head, and I'm missing that little tile. But other than that, it is complete. Another pretty cool Ninjago set. If you pull this forward, it releases the wings. Of course, they're a little, you know, older and a little sticky, but it releases the wings to make like this wide wingspan. It's pretty cool how it works. Another rubber band there in the back. Yeah, pretty neat little set. So this one is going to get listed. All right, this is Ice Dragon Attack. This is probably one of the last ones that I'll do to wrap this video up, because I gotta get this video out, and this stuff has been taking a little bit longer than anticipated. Not necessarily spending more time down here, it's just like other things that I've been working on. So I'm missing like a few parts in this, so I'm not quite done. I gotta work through some of the Technic stuff, but I have the figures, I have them. Yeah, I still need to find this, but I'm working on, I'm missing a couple things. I only have one of these, which is kind of annoying. I might have one in my store. I still haven't checked my store. I'm missing these 2 Bionicle claw feet, which is kind of a big chunk of that. I don't know. I don't have those. And then I'm missing the trans dark blue Bionicle sphere. That might be somewhere. I may have to look. But other than that, I think I'm going to have everything else for this. So this will get listed very soon. And then over here, it doesn't look like this is getting any smaller. This pile doesn't look like it's getting any smaller, but I promise you it is. So I think moving on to the next one, there's a few more Ninjago sets left. I still have this set. I can't remember which one this is, but I'll be working on that one. But I'm gonna have to break up some of this Ninjago stuff. I think I'm just gonna kind of keep plugging away. We still have a bunch of minifigures here. I think these all came in those clone packs, so those will probably just get sold on Bricklink. And then a bunch of this other stuff is going to get parted out anyway, so I think some of the figures will get set up. But there's a couple city sets. There's some more Star Wars, I think. There's some Chima sets that still need to get put together, but I still have to actually look at those and see if those are worth putting together or just parting out. And then there's the ones that don't have manuals, like the Hobbit set. There's another Star Wars set, actually, that doesn't have a manual for it, but I'm pretty sure I have it. So yeah, bunch yet to go through. This guy, I don't know if I have this set. I'm gonna have to look up what set he's from and see if we have that in here. But I don't have the manuals for that. So yeah, but we're just gonna keep plugging away. It was actually a very quick build, so I decided to throw this in as well. Here it is. This is a dragon without feet. I found everything else except I didn't find, so that like wedge brick that's like right, this wedge brick right here, this wedge brick right here, and this wedge brick right here are supposed to be the same color, but I didn't couldn't find the other white one, so I had to replace it with a dark bluish gray one that I had in my bricklink store, which I think works decent, simply because all those other ones there are also gray, so I'll note that in the listing. But everything else is here except the ball as well, but I found everything else. I found the other star, the other ninja star, and then the feet. So basically the ball and the feet are missing, but everything else is here. Kind of a cool little thing. Nothing super, super crazy, but cool nonetheless. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching this part 4. Is this part 4 or part 3? It's been so long. Honestly, the first clip I made of this video was like weeks ago. So it's just been a little bit slower down here, kind of moving through some of this stuff. You know, I just got back from TwitchCon, and we've had some like other house stuff that we've had to work on, and you know, having a child, like it's just taken up a lot of stuff. Some of my work stuff has been taken over. I have a bunch of things I gotta work on. Anyway, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just telling you kind of what's going on with life and, you know, some of this stuff, because this is all stuff that I do in the pockets of time that I have. And sometimes there's more of those pockets and sometimes there's less, right? So anyway, thank you all for coming on this journey with me. I really do appreciate it. And thank you all for supporting the videos and the bricklink store. It really does mean a lot. It's very, very helpful. So thank you. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But remember, until then, keep on building. Jim